So after sharing a video last year stating that I was looking to replace one of my favorite rain jackets, I think I've found the new one. So in this video, I'm going to share with all of you a closer look at the Enlightened equipment Visp. Hey everyone, Knowledge here with Reach Your Summit. Thank you so much for joining me. This jacket had been on my radar for a pretty long time now, but I never ended up purchasing it just because I simply did not need it. I had been very happy with my Arcteryx SL. That jacket was a 2-layer jacket that used Gore-Tex Shake Dry on the outside for the face fabric. Basically the waterproof membrane on the outside, and water would just bead and roll right off of it. After many years and many miles with that jacket, eventually wear and tear took hold. My pack straps started wearing at the fabric. The jacket was losing its performance, and I ended up needing to retire it. That jacket was also not built for backpacking. It was made more for trail running. So when the time came that I needed to replace it, I made the switch back to one of my old standards, the Frog Togs jacket. Though the jacket worked well, it's basically like wearing a multi-purpose tarp with a soft liner on the inside. It lacks breathability, and it also lacks any real features. So looked into this one a bit more and then ended up purchasing it. So I'm going to show you the fit of this jacket. I'll go over what led me to this jacket, over the pros and the cons, and my general impressions so far. The first, the specs. I went with medium. I'm about 5'10" and 160 pounds. Total weight on my scale for this jacket is around 5 ounces. And the total cost is $250. I find the fit of this jacket to be spot on. It's a slightly slim fit, but not too slim or trim. Tailored just enough, but it also provides a good amount of room for a 100 weight fleece and a base layer or a t-shirt. But this jacket in particular also fits nicely over my medium Enlightened equipment Torrid jacket or a different type of puffy jacket. Basically, it's compatible with any layers that I have underneath it. That was one thing that really appealed to me with this jacket. With the Frog Togs, I found it to be way too baggy. Could very easily snag on vegetation or any type of overgrowth that I might encounter out on the trail. So having this be a little bit more streamlined allowed me to be a little less cautious. With the baggy nature of the Frog Togs and being a little bit more susceptible to tears or rips, that would kind of take away from the whole reason for wearing a shell in the first place. So for me, I like wearing it for rain protection to stay as dry as I can for as long as possible. Granted, whether you go with a 2-layer, 2.5 layer, or a 3-layer jacket. A rain jacket is only gonna keep you dry for so long. Eventually that water pressure is going to get through the fabric, your pack straps, back of your backpack. All of that pressure might push the water through those areas as well. But even if water is kept out, you still might get some sweat and water built up on the inside. So along with staying dry for as long as possible, I also like to use my rain shell for additional wind protection. I'll use it sometimes for additional warmth. I might even use it as part of my sleep system at night as an additional sleep layer. So if my jacket is getting damaged out on the trail and there's holes in it, it's going to take away from that waterproofing. It's going to take away from trapping any heat in and providing me with just a little bit of extra warmth. Another thing I really like about this jacket is how long it is. So this goes well below my butt, keeps my shorts nice and dry. Might seem minuscule, but it is something that could be a game changer out there when you're hiking in pouring rain and your shorts are getting wet. You arrive at camp, it's nice just having your shorts a bit drier. So I really like the length of this jacket overall. Also, the sleeves. If I just let the sleeves down, They cover my hands up nicely, so if I'm hiking in a cold pouring rain, I can just let the sleeves go over my hands, give me a little bit of extra warmth for my hands, keep my hands a little bit drier if I don't have gloves or mittens on. This jacket does not have any pockets, so having the extra length of the sleeves is something that I find to be beneficial. There's also a really nice Velcro adjustment on the cuffs, so I can cinch that down and have a bit more of a tailored fit, keep the sleeves out of the way if I needed, and still the sleeve is not going to be too bulky or baggy. Though this jacket lacks in features as far as pockets go, one feature that this jacket has that the Norvan SL and the Frog Togs did not are pit zips. These are something that I find is completely necessary with a rain jacket. Very beneficial. These pit zips allow for heat to escape, but it also allows for airflow to come in. So I'm not overheating in the jacket, but if I'm out in really hot and wet, humid conditions, I can also open this up, still have a good amount of rain protection without getting completely soaked. These pit vents don't get in the way of my backpack straps at all. They're perfectly placed, and when they're closed up, they're made out of a waterproof zipper. I can also ventilate with the front, and this is made out of a waterproof zipper as well. I can also cinch the waist down, keep it nice and snug, and help trap heat in a little bit more, or I can loosen that up and allow a little bit of heat to escape. There's a nice hood that is nice and form-fitting on its own. So there is a hood cinch in the back and also some shock cord with toggles in the front. So I can get this nice and tight and snug. And I find that great in really windy conditions. One thing that was a little tricky with the Arcteryx jacket is it only had a hood cinch in the back, so wind could still cut through the hood. With the Frog Togs, it only had toggles down at the bottom, nothing in the back of the hood, so the hood would kind of billow a little bit and get really bulky and baggy. Now, this is a 3-layer jacket, so it has outer nylon fabric, inner waterproof membrane, and then a soft tricot inner liner, which feels really nice and soft against the skin. I find this jacket to breathe pretty well. The outer fabric is really neat, though it is also very light and very thin. So it's a hydrophilic nylon, but it's also 7 denier, so it's going to require quite a bit more care than a lot of other rain shells might. It won't be as robust, so I do still need to be quite a bit careful with it. Being a UL backpacker and having really light and simple gear, I do my best when I'm out backpacking and through hiking to take care of my gear when I'm out on the trail because it's taking care of me. But also when I'm off trail, I do my best to maintain all of my gear and my clothing and my footwear so I can get the most value out of what I'm paying for all of this gear. So what are some of the pros of this jacket? For me, I really love the fit. Overall, it's just very nice. I love that I'm able to layer underneath this jacket without having it be too bulky. I love the material. I find the material to also dry very fast after it does get wet. The lightweight obviously is beneficial for me with trying to keep things as light as possible while still remaining safe and comfortable. The pit zips. Pit zips are something that I am always going to be looking for as a feature moving forward. Just having that ability for mechanical ventilation in certain situations when I might need it, especially with how clammy these jackets can feel if they don't have any type of mechanical ventilation. Front zipper is only going to get you so far. And the hood. I really love the adjustments on the hood. I like how snug it is, but also that I can open it up a little bit if I need to. As for the cons, for me, no pockets. Again, it's not a deal breaker, but it would be nice to have just a couple of hand pockets. For a minor weight penalty, wouldn't add too much, and it would be really nice to have. Also, how light and thin the fabric is. Though I am very careful with my gear, it's still something that I need to be a little bit cautious with. This is not a jacket that I want to be going through heavy overgrowth with or doing a lot of bushwhacks with on well-maintained and established trails or in really exposed areas. This jacket would be perfect. But the biggest con is also that this jacket has very limited availability. I was lucky enough to see this available on Enlightened Equipment's website and purchase it, but finding the right size and finding this jacket can be hard to come by. So with that very limited availability and how fragile this fabric can be, depending on the trail that I'm out on, that has led me to being a little bit more cautious with using this jacket. I'm not going to use this on every single trail or every single trip. And that's what led me to another jacket, which I featured in a couple of videos on the channel earlier this year. And that is the Arcteryx Beta SL. This jacket has similar features to the Enlightened Equipment Visp. It too has its pros and cons. So I'll share a closer look at that jacket with you just because I've been using this quite a bit this year too. So I went with the men's medium for this jacket as well. On my scale, it is twice the weight of the Enlightened Equipment Visp at around 10 ounces. And this jacket can also cost twice as much as the Enlightened Equipment Visp. So total cost is $500, though I was lucky enough to stumble upon this when it was on sale, just because this color was discontinued. So it got marked down quite significantly, and that led me to purchasing this, just because I had such a great experience with the Norvan SL. That jacket far exceeded my expectations. Quality was there with that. So I have no doubt that this jacket will perform in a similar manner. This jacket is also a 3-layer jacket. So you have the outer nylon, then the inner waterproof membrane with Gore-Tex, and then an inner C-knit fabric. So similar to the Tricot, and I find it to feel very comfortable against the skin as well. A little bit more trim than the Visp. I can still layer underneath it. I can still put a puffy underneath it, though it is going to be a little bit more form-fitting than the Visp will. This fabric is a lot more burlier. So the outer shell fabric is made out of a 40 denier nylon with 70 denier in high wear areas like the shoulders for increased durability with pack straps on. It too has pit zips that are also waterproof. I don't find the pit vents or zippers to get in the way with my pack straps with this jacket either. Can also fit my arms under the sleeves, cinch it down for a more tailored fit with the Velcro strap. Can cinch the waist down on both sides with this jacket so I can trap heat in, stay nice and dry. This also goes down just below the butt. So again, keeping my shorts a little bit drier than other rain jackets might. The hood has a wider brim, a little bit bigger, just because it is also made to be helmet compatible, but it does have a cinch in the back and also front shock cord cinches, so I can get this nice and tight, just like the Visp. But what this jacket also has are hand pockets, and it also has a chest pocket, so I can store my phone in there or headlamp or something smaller if I want to keep that dry. Pros for this would be the slightly thicker fabric for increased durability, so it's more robust. This will be a lot more suitable if I'm going off trail, if I'm in really overgrown areas, situations where I might want something a little bit thicker and a little bit more durable, and if I'm worried about my Enlightened Equipment Visp. Additional pros would be the fit. I really like the way some of the Arcteryx stuff fits. Very form-fitting. Pit zips, again, crucial for a rain shell, and the adjustments on the hood, but also the hand pockets. Cons for this jacket, of course, the price is very high, so that could be one of them, though the availability of these and the ability to find them on sale could be beneficial. Another con is the weight. This is, again, twice as heavy as the Enlightened Equipment Visp, But you're also getting a couple of additional features and a slightly thicker, heavier fabric overall. And this is still pretty light for a 3-layer jacket compared to other options that are out there. Breathability with this jacket is pretty good, though I do find I run a little bit warmer in it than I do with the Visp, and that's going to be partially influenced by the slightly heavier, thicker fabric, but it does still dry pretty fast, and it certainly protects me from heavy rains and wind. So I've been pretty happy with this jacket too this year. Of course, I have a lot less mileage in this than I do with the Visp or my other jackets that I've had on the channel over the years. So check back to this channel in the near future, and I'll definitely be sharing my gear update video. In that video, I'll touch base on how these 2 jackets have been holding up for me. It's been a very wet summer. Both of these have been working really well for me on multi-day hikes, on shorter day hikes, even just around town doing chores, and I look forward to putting a lot more use and mileage in with both of these. So there you have it. My new favorite, the Enlightened Equipment Visp, and a nice backup for when I need something a little bit more robust, the Arcteryx Beta SL. Have any of you used either one of these jackets, or what are you using? Leave it in a comment below. Love to hear what's been working for all of you out on the trail. Or if you have any questions on either one of these, leave that in a comment below as well. If you like this video, hit the like button and consider subscribing. Always adding new content to the channel here. I hope you found this video helpful. I want to thank you all for watching. Thank you for subscribing. I greatly appreciate it. And until the next one, see you on the trail.